On Saturday, I just filmed my first self funded short film. It was an incredible experience. Definitely a challenge, definitely entertaining. Shout out D2, shout out Mellow, shout out Hefty, shout out um, all the other homies who gave moral support. Shout out Diego, shout out Collins. Um, yeah, man, just experiencing what a fully self-funded project could look like was really empowering, very tiring, but it was a great journey. And now comes post-production stuff, which is another journey in itself. um, we had a discussion about substances and the creative process and maybe neurodivergence, very similarly to substances being an incredible fuel for creativity. Just looking at this cargo plane landing here. It's so incredible that what is often debilitating um, situations helps create the friction needed for really impressive works of art. I just read Kanye West's apology for the things that Ye has gone on to do and say for the last few years, and I couldn't help but chuckle. Not because mental health is not a serious challenge, not because manic depression and the swings that that condition really manifests is not something that can be incredibly debilitating and destructive in someone's life if not managed correctly, but because over the weekend we had a discussion about how Mac Miller, may he rest in recovery. Let me say that. I mean, if you have any um, religious concept of the afterlife, hopefully there is redemption for people who didn't find the faith and the guidance they needed in this life and went through incredible suffering, maybe in the afterlife, maybe kind of witnessing the truth beyond the veil, are able to then find healing and recovery through whatever process occurs there before they got the drones flying over us, um, happens there to then elevate him. Yeah, I'm just like, I genuinely feel, especially for someone like Mac Miller and other creatives who maybe never were given the opportunity to um, experience um, manifest truth as opposed to maybe the emotional truths that they were able to reflect on in their lives through their art. All I have to say is that sometimes I don't think we need to apologize for like the deeper things that we've done, um, which is totally against the AA mandates. But especially for someone like Kanye, I don't think it's about taking responsibility away from him and agency. I think him making the apology is him claiming agency over all the actions that he um, has. I think it's more about, aside from all the hurt that occurs in that process, there is such prolific output in terms of art that happens in these broken states that is undeniable, and it's hard to decouple it sometimes from the more destructive. And I think about Lil Peep. I think about um, so many creatives that just like got destroyed by the exploration into the psyche. And I don't know, do you have to apologize for that? For going to those depths for humanity in order to reflect something truer and deeper about existence? I don't even fully agree with the statements I'm making, but I'm just exploring these ideas about um, destruction and creation, and the the partnership, and why in you know Indian spiritual traditions they speak about these forces. Um, I know in many translations people like to put forward the term God, gods, uh, pluralistically, polytheistically, but I like to think of them as forces anthropomorphized for narrative and truth seeking purposes, mainly because I believe in monotheism. But I think the idea of the lesser deities kind of as anthropomorphic um, analogies for systems of understanding that we have for natural forces. Um, yeah, they speak about destruction and creation being, in partnership, and Kali with the skull necklace dancing over the corpses of her enemies, you know, the banging of the war drums as a process of rejuvenation and reaffirmation of existence. These are the things we experience in life, and I find great inspiration in witnessing destruction and creation occur simultaneously, and it fuels deeper forms of exploration, which inevitably is my creative practice. Um, Sometimes I write, sometimes I siphon things out from the chemical storm within my brain, and this is the balance of things. Transmission, termination. Bless.